Okay, so when I first started, my ex-boyfriend actually got one like a towel, custom made with words written Chelsea Love Tarot, and then we broke up, and I got so bitter about it, and I threw away the towel.
Oh
No, he didn't tell me that he had a girlfriend of 8 years.
no! Oh!
He didn't tell me he had a girlfriend of
Okay.
8 years, and we were just. But he was so sweet, right? He was. We were together for a few months, and I found out like what? Because me and the girlfriend found each other on social media.
Welcome back to the C Word with Callista, where we talk to interesting people from all over the creative industry and find out what makes them so successful in this little thing called content. Now, I love all things woo-woo, so I'm especially interested in tarot. And when I found out a friend of mine had transitioned from modeling to hosting to now being a tarot reader and super successful on YouTube as well, I was super excited to get her onto this show. So everybody say hi to Chelsea.
Hi, Callista. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. So, backstory, Chelsea and I have known each other for like years and years now. And I've seen the transition through all the stages. And I just wanted to know, like, how difficult is it to like switch from all these different industries?
Actually, it's not that difficult because it all belongs to the same industry. It's entertainment industry.
True.
So being a model back in the days, and then I was emceeing, did some acting as well, and all kinds of stuff. Everything actually, I think, it connects. Everything connects in a sense. It's not so different from being a YouTuber to from when I was modeling. You're still kind of like in the public eye.
That's
Yeah.
a challenge in of itself, yeah. Okay, but let's take it like all the way back. So, where I know you started with beauty pageants, right? So, what's the backstory of Chelsea Chill?
I came a long way. You know, I was Miss Malaysia, Queen of the World, Miss Malaysia Millennium. Long time ago, I had two Miss Malaysia title. I represented Malaysia to Germany,
Wow.
and after that, I started modeling full time. And then I left for the States. I was also modeling in the States, in Boston and in Rhode Island, sometimes in New York. But New York was like way too far from where I used to live, about 5 hours away. So I would only go for casting if it's a really suitable role for me. Yeah, and if my agent really encourages me to go for that casting, that's when I would go. But after that, I came back. After 8 years, I came back to Malaysia, and I had to start all over again. And I got into the reality TV show called The Apartment.
I still see people comment on your page about that show.
The Apartment. It's so funny because everybody thought I was the B, the B word.
The B word, not the C word.
Not the C word, the B word. But no, everything was very manipulated. It's not, I don't think I can.
As reality shows are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was painted as that B, but actually I'm not.
Yeah, Chelsea's very nice.
Sometimes I am. But yeah, and after that, I went back to modeling, and I've been modeling for as long as I could remember. And one of my agents said, "Hey Chelsea, you speak so eloquently. Why don't you try emceeing?" So I tried emceeing. Of course, I would go for TV commercials, castings, all of those stuff that most models would try to venture into. So, but yeah, and after that, COVID happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that was how I launched my YouTube channel, because everything was postponed, everything was delayed, all the gigs, so I was also influencing at the same time. Like, I did everything, so many things, because modeling alone, it's very unpredictable in terms of how much you're gonna make every month. So you have to kind of like diversify. So COVID happened, and I launched my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to do tarot reading, but my ex-boyfriend at that time, he was discouraging me, and also I was so busy. But then eventually I started my YouTube channel because I had nothing to do. We were on a lockdown, right?
Yeah.
So I just worked every single day, try to learn how to, because I had no YouTuber friends and I had nobody teaching me what to do, telling me what to do or guide me. So I had to learn by myself, and you can learn anything online, right? So but anyway, I posted my first video, and of course I promoted it on my Facebook and Instagram. And then after like about a week, I was thinking, you know what? What if I don't promote it on my social media and just see if I would get views from outside of my followers? And actually I did. And it kind of like took off, and I got monetized within a month and a half.
Wow.
That's like super fast actually. But I guess I was kind of lucky at the same time because it was lockdown. Everybody was home watching.
Content was really like hitting at that time because like you said, everyone's at home. What else can you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for everybody who was affected during COVID. But at the same time, it was actually a blessing in disguise for me. So within a month and a half, I got monetized. And I was telling my mom, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is actually how much I can make from this, you know? And you can actually see from the analytics how much you're making every single day. And I was like super excited. And then my videos were doing really, really well. Everybody was watching from all over the world. And after that, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I was thinking to myself, I don't have to stay. I don't have to stay in my apartment during the lockdown. So I went to the police station, and then I applied for a permit to fly out to Langkawi. So I lived in Langkawi for 6 months.
I remember this. I remember seeing it on your stories. I was like, wow, she is out there living life.
No, because I felt like in Langkawi, at least I could walk on the beach, I could cycle, and there weren't many people in Langkawi at that time, and I felt like it was important for my mental health because I would literally go crazy if I was to be stuck in an apartment during lockdown. And I had a feeling too that the lockdown was gonna take much longer
than people anticipated.
Yeah. That was why I started on, I started my YouTube channel really very quickly during that lockdown, just within few days.
So how long, when did you get interested in tarot?
Actually, this was a long time ago. So I was modeling, right? I was doing a lot of bridal shows at one point in time before I moved to the States. It was in Malaysia. So I was doing a bridal show. I was modeling for a bridal show. And you know those bridal exhibition? They had all the booths, selling whatever.
Yeah.
So one of the booths was selling tarot reading. And I walked past it and I was like, what is this? I asked her. And then she goes, the tarot reader. I cannot remember her name. Actually, I've been looking for her. If you're listening.
If somehow you're listening,
get in touch with me. Because I don't remember her name. I remember her giving me a card. And I remember her telling me, she asked me, do you want to try? I was like, oh, yeah, sure. So she told me how much. I couldn't remember how much. Very bad with numbers. So she did a reading for me. And she goes oh, aren't you? It looks like you are going to move overseas. And at that point in time, I was planning to move to the States. And she goes you're not going to be happy there. And I was in my head BS, I didn't believe her
because you're so excited at that point, right?
Yeah, I didn't believe her. I said, how can I not be happy? This is what I've been planning for so long with my ex, and anyway, so she said, you're not gonna be happy there, you'd be better off actually living in your own country. And she said when I'm in my own country, my luck is better. I'm more abundant for some reason. So of course I was like, no, just okay, it was fun. And then fast forward to many years later, I was like, she said that and it actually did happen. I was like, what's her name again? Where's the name card? But anyway, so I started watching all of these tarot reading stuff on YouTube. And I also have a friend who does tarot reading as well. And then I asked her to do a reading for me. I paid her for it. And I just felt like, okay, it was okay, but I wish she would have told me more, would have given me more information. And then I realized, you know what, maybe I can learn how to read like for myself. So I learned to read for myself online. And I read for myself. It's like, but I'm biased because I already know what's going on, right? So I brought my mom. I was like, Mommy, let me do. You're my first guinea pig. So then she told me. She said, but I'm like so old already. There's nothing going on. Like I'm not working. I'm just housewife. She's like, why don't you ask about your sister? I have a half sister. So I did that, and I uncovered I actually thought that I was not accurate because I was like, it's impossible she's going through this. And my mom looked at me, yeah, it is possible, it is actually happening to her but she told me not to tell you. So I found a lot of secrets, and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually do kind of have it, but I wasn't really that convinced. So what I did was, when one of my friends who owns a restaurant in Malaysia, well, he owns like many restaurants, and he asked me to rebrand his restaurant for him because my background, I studied marketing. So I said okay, and he also knew I was an influencer, and I accepted it. That I think the contract was like 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. And after that, I agreed, as long as he gave me like freedom to do my other things.
This was when you did a reading for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You came
Yes.
came to the
like,
restaurant.
I'm not kidding when I say I've seen the whole like journey.
Yeah, you have. And you were one of my guinea pigs,
Yes.
And then for 1 year, I took that opportunity because a lot of guests, right? Patrons, new ones, and I just like, hey, are you interested? That was part of the marketing thing as well. Also for me to get to know the customers better, so then I would know how to strategize. Then I practiced for like 1 year. I've read for so many people, and everybody would come back to me and tell me, you're so accurate, even people I don't know, I just met, obviously I don't know their background whatsoever, and even that, they were like, whoa, this is so crazy, like you're so accurate, you wouldn't have known all of this information. And then the ones I've done, like a month, 2 months later, they'll come back, Chelsea, you know what, everything you said was right. I was like, what did I say? Because I don't remember. I did so many readings for everybody. And then the moment my contract ended, it was like two days later, COVID happened and lockdown. And I was like, okay, now I'm much more confident to do tarot reading on YouTube because I've practiced. And I've gotten a lot of like good feedback, so I started my channel, and it just kind of took off from there. But I do have a few other channels as well.
So since we're here to talk about content, so obviously the YouTube channel is something. One thing I've noticed in Malaysia, like, we're not very big on YouTubers. Like, there's a lot of Instagrammers, there's a lot of TikTokers, but YouTubers, there's just that very few. And usually they're YouTubers who do like skits or like funny videos, So I remember when you were telling me about building your channel, and you told me that your main audience was not from Malaysia.
Yeah.
So was there something you did to make that a thing? Did you know that that was going to be a good idea, or did it all just fall into place?
It all just fell into place because there's the thing about YouTube, it's not where you start your channel. Even I started my channel in Malaysia, right, during lockdown. And it's almost like Google when you search. So it's okay. So once you post a video, YouTube will give you a chance, even if you just started your channel, right?
Okay.
So your video will come on for like 1 or 2 seconds. That means your thumbnail has got to be very attractive. And if people click on it, and how long do they watch it? Do they interact? Do they click on like? Do they comment? Do they subscribe? But no, I didn't pick like any audience. It was, yeah.
Just so happened.
It just so happened.
Mainly
yeah.
like a US audience.
Yeah. That's because also, I lived in the States. So I think it's because a lot of people tell me I still have a bit of that accent. So I guess in some way, shape, or form, they relate it to me. If I was to be speaking exactly like a Malaysian, like Malaysian English, I think the results would have been kind of different. I would have attracted more like of Asian audience. Yeah,
I think that's true because when you, especially for like a tarot reading, like your tarot readings, which was very not strange, but it was interesting to me because you started your career based on looks, beauty pageants, modeling, even hosting. You're like, your face is plastered everywhere at the event, right?
Yeah.
But with your tarot readings on YouTube, you don't show your face at all.
No, that's like a breath of fresh air for me.
Was that something like, why did you make that decision? Because I know that there are tarot readers on YouTube who have the camera facing them.
Yeah.
So why did you decide that you didn't want to?
Because, I was thinking, how do I sustain my channel? Because I don't want to drag my feet. I want to do something where I can just focus on the messages. So all they can see is the cards, my hands shuffling, and then hear my voice. And I feel like for once in my lifetime, nobody judges me from the way I look, and they just follow me or they subscribe to me because they like what I'm saying, the messages that I'm conveying, and my voice. I didn't want to be judged because of the way I look, because pretty sure if I show my face, they would have judged me before they actually watch the video. So I'm really glad that I don't have to, doll up or dress up every time before I record.
I was gonna say, because like as someone who has to make a lot of videos like for work and stuff, like I procrastinate so hard just because I can't be bothered to like put on a nice outfit or like put on some makeup today. I'm just like, I just want to look like I just rolled out of bed, and then I don't do the video.
Yeah. So for me, I was thinking like in the long run, because if I was to show my face first and then change the concept and don't show my face after, then my audience wouldn't be happy. So if I start off by not showing my face, even though I had many requests, like, Chelsea, you should show your face, you're pretty, I was like, no, I don't want to. And majority of my audience, they are female. So it's nice too. It's not like guys, just checking you out and try to be, try to flirt with you. And I didn't want that kind of attention. I wanted, real deal. Like, you like me for me, what I've got to say, not how I look. Yeah.
I think that's, especially coming from this day and age, I feel like we're all kind of judged by how we look and how we act online. It can get very tiring sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? And people always have an opinion. People always have something to say.
Yeah.
So like cutting out that part of the stress is definitely a good idea. I think you made a great choice.
Thanks. But a lot of people, but if I was to show my face, it's more recognizable. Like my channel, they can see my face, they put my face. It's like a branding. I mean, if I want to go that route, it maybe would have been slightly better, but it's not about that at the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, you say slightly better. I need to like bring this up because you grew so fast. Your YouTube channel grew so fast. Like, how many subscribers are you at now?
100,530.
You literally like a couple of months ago got your first YouTube plaque, right?
Yeah.
Was it the silver one?
Silver, yeah. Okay, so silver is 100K and gold is 1 million.
So what's the goal?
So, but the thing is, I haven't seen one tarot reader has 1 million followers because it's a very small niche.
True.
So even if you have 20K subscribers, it's already really good, you know. So it's usually I think one of the tarot readers, I think the most was like 750K subscribers, but she's been doing it for a long time, and she shows her face, and you know her makeup is always on point. She's very beautiful.
Who are you talking about?
Anita Serene.
Oh, okay. I don't know her.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Gem Goddess.
Who's that?
She's this tarot reader that I've been following for a really, really long time. There are two that I follow the most because there's three that I follow the most because they're very accurate for me. And I know like tarot is like any kind of fortune telling or whatever, right? You have to find the person who's synced up with you.
Yeah.
It can't just be anyone, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there are a couple. I'm not too sure how many followers they have, but they have been doing it for a very, very long time.
Yeah. So, but she makes her set looks so beautiful. You know, she wears like a hat and her makeup is so nice. But I just didn't want to go that route. You know, I prefer to just wear my pajama and read the cards, you know, any time of the day. I don't have to think about what should I wear, you know, because I've been there, done that, you know, getting, you know, as a model and whatever. So this is just so nice, so peaceful. And I don't get judged by the way I look. If I put on weight, if I got a zit on my face. So
those comments are not clouding up your comment section, right? So I want to dive deep into like, how has it evolved? Because this is year 3 of your channel.
Almost, yeah.
So when you first started, I remember I was seeing your videos and you had a little corner in your apartment and then you wrote on a piece of paper like the different zodiacs. So just to go back a little bit, Chelsea's channel, first of all, it's called Chelsea Love Tarot, right?
I have a few.
Oh.
Yeah, Chelsea Love Tarot, and then Virgo by Chelsea, only for Virgo.
Because you are a Virgo.
Yes. Yeah. And also, not just because of that, it's also because most of my viewers, you can see from all 12 zodiac signs, Virgo is the highest.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, that's a good decision. And also because I'm a Virgo. And also Chelsea Vlogs is my travel channel, which I'm not very consistent because my main channel takes a lot of my time. The two other channels. Yeah.
Okay. So say Chelsea Love Tarot is like 3 years old now, and I remember seeing your little corner, and then you used to write on a piece of paper which zodiac you were reading for. So from that beginning until now, what's the transition? What's the biggest difference that you've made?
Okay, so when I first started, my ex-boyfriend actually got one, like a towel, custom made with words written Chelsea Love Tarot, and then we broke up and I got so bitter about it and I threw away the towel.
Oh
no. No, he didn't tell me that he had a girlfriend of 8 years.
Oh.
He didn't tell me he had a girlfriend of 8 years, and but he was so sweet, right? We were together for a few months, and I found out like, what? Because me and the girlfriend found each other on social media, and then we were exchanging screenshots. Yeah. So anyway, it was like, there was like this towel, like purple towel with Chelsea Love Tarot, and I had candles and all the cards and everything. It has that ambience. But after that, when I started to like travel all around the world, it wasn't something that was sustainable to like do a like pretty setup anymore, because I'll be living in a hotel. So I just kept it very, very simple, but by then everyone was they already knew who I was and everything, so they will watch it regardless. And then now I'm back in Malaysia. I have my new setup, which I like. It's, for me, like the table. I actually use the dining table. I use that as like a study table, because study table usually is like smaller, so it's like a big one. I like that. I still have the card, like Virgo and Taurus, Capricorn, you Capricorn. That is the reason why I wrote them down in cards, is so that when I go back to upload it, I'll know this video is for which sign. And also, when you do a reading, when you for example, you use a permanent marker pen, and then you write down the person's name, and that's your way of setting your intention that this reading is for this person, this reading is for this sign. So it has this correlation as well at the same time.
Does the length of the video have any, like, does it affect the views and the reach?
The length, not really. The thing is, like, YouTube has changed so much. They are now encouraging shorts. They're encouraging you to go live. So if I was to go live, I will have way more views than if I was just to post like a long form video. And then shorts as well. For those of you, if you want to gain more subscribers to hit your 1K before you get monetized, you can try shorts. But shorts, you don't make much money. It's like 0.002 cents for 1,000 views.
1,000 views?
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like 0.002 cents, as opposed to long form, which is about, it really depends, because where your audience is watching from. Mine is mostly in the States, so my CPM is like pretty high. But if most of your audience is from Malaysia, India, Asia in general, then your CPM is lower, because advertisers don't pay as much here than in the States and some other countries. So even if you have 1 million subscribers or you have a lot of views, but if your audience is viewing from countries with low CPM, then you won't make as much as the ones who have high CPM. Yeah. Okay.
And I know you've always been quite, I don't want to say transparent, I don't want to ask like exacts, but you've been quite open about how much you can earn on YouTube. So whatever you're comfortable with, like, could you like tell me when you first started, like when you first got monetized, what was like your first paycheck from YouTube, and like compared to now?
Okay. The reason, first of all, I want to address this. The reason why I had, I was a bit open about how much I make to certain friends, or sometimes I post it on social media. That is because a lot of people think, because I've been traveling a lot, and they also minimize my so-called success. So they,
as usual,
yeah. So it made me feel I had to prove, like I have to make it a point. I have to prove something. That was why usually these type of posts, and whenever I post them, it's when I'm really, really upset.
Okay, because somebody has said something that's obviously not true, right?
Yeah, so it made me feel like, oh, I need to post this. It's not like me bragging or anything. It's just me trying to prove that, this is truly from my YouTube. It's not because I have a sugar daddy. It's not because I have a rich boyfriend. It's hard work. And my subscribers are all organic. So and it's long form, like I told you, the shorts, you don't actually make money, and shorts is new, it's very new. But my first paycheck, okay, so the thing is, I didn't get paid until like my second month, after the second month, because once you monetized, then you will have to send in your bank details. You send in your bank details, and you have to wait for a letter, like a snail mail, not email. So it has numbers on it. That's supposed to be like your password. And then I had to wait for 1.5 months before I got that. So I couldn't put in my password before I could actually get paid.
Okay.
So it was like, to be honest, I made roughly about,
the first, as soon as you got monetized?
No, the second month. Remember, like I had to wait.
So the second month you got monetized?
No, I got monetized within a month and a half.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, I had to wait for another month. But by that time, I was already getting paid. It's just the money is already in.
Okay.
It's just that I couldn't withdraw it. They couldn't transfer
Okay.
it to my bank because I still had to put in the password. So it was not like, I had to
Are we
wait.
talking
until-
ringgit or?
Just ringgit. I didn't even have that many subscribers at
Oh.
that time because my views were high. And also remember, my audience is from the States. And also I could insert, okay, now it's 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. 8 minutes you can insert ads in the middle of your video.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes you make more money because people will most likely watch the ads in the middle of your video. So
Okay.
yeah.
So,
But if it's less than 8 minutes, you
Uh-huh.
can't insert. It's just in the beginning and then the end. And you make less money. So you have to make sure that your video is at least 8 minutes long. It used to be 10 minutes. Now it's 8 minutes. Yeah.
so when people watch the ads, then you'll get paid.
Yeah. Even if you skip, even if you skip the ad, I still get paid for it.
So
Yes.
if there are no ads, like, are there multiple ways to get paid, or is it just with ads? Like, can you get paid by views or?
That's part of it. So you view
Mhm.
and you view the video, and it only counts as one view if you watch longer than, say, I can't remember, like 10 seconds or
Okay.
something like that. So all of these are calculated automatically by YouTube's algorithm. So you actually don't have any power or control over it. All you can do is make sure that your videos are at least 8 minutes long, and make sure you insert the ads in the middle of, insert as many as you like, but not all of it will show up. So but
Oh.
it has like a much higher chance for you to get paid more for
So-
each. Yeah.
For instance, you have an ad in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. But somebody only watches your video until, like, I don't know, say 5 minutes in. So they've only seen the front ad.
Yeah.
Is that a different payment compared to if they watch the full video?
I have no idea because that's YouTube's end of things. Yeah. That's what
Okay.
YouTube will, and sometimes it's not even accurate, I
Because
remember
it's an algorithm, right?
Yeah, I remember not getting paid for 2 months straight. I had all the crazy views. I was like, yes, I'm going to make this much money this month. And then by the end of the month, you can see the chart. The line was just like all the way flat to zero. And it didn't just happen to me. It happened to like few other YouTubers as well. So what happened was they're always updating their update their system, and then there will be bugs and things
Yeah.
will happen. So this is one of the reasons why I have like a few different channels, because I didn't want to put all eggs in one basket in case that happens again.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to make money on YouTube,
Mhm.
what would be your like step-by-step advice?
If you want to make money with YouTube, I think you have to be very, very disciplined. You have to be very sure this is what you want to do, and you have to be very consistent. It doesn't have to be, you just have to try it out. It may not be your cup of tea at the end of the day. So don't go spend money on like very expensive equipment or hire people to work for you or start like a whole team. Do it by yourself first and just kind of experiment and see what works, what doesn't work. And then whatever that works, you get that idea, then you might do that more. But the trend is always changing, YouTube is always updating its rules, regulations. You have to keep yourself updated. Just start in your own bedroom, in your dining room, whatever you want to do, but make sure you have some sort of schedule, at least have an idea of what how you can sustain it. I think if you, for example, one time I was sick, I was in Italy, I was sick for 2 weeks, I didn't post, and then and I could see my subscribers like dropped.
Oh wow.
So you have to like keep at it. This is why a lot of YouTubers get so burnt out. And you can see also after you post your first video, after 2 weeks of not posting, the algorithm doesn't really quite like you anymore, and then your views drop too. So it is something. It's like something that you have to kind of figure out how to remedy certain issues that you may have. And it's a constant thing. It's very tiring, but you have to be focused. You can't post one video and then go missing for like 1 week, 2 weeks, and then also to keep for example, if I have a tarot channel, right, and then suddenly I add like a content that's complete irrelevant to tarot, then you might lose subscribers because of that as well. So just choose one niche. But after you've come to a point where your subscribers actually like you for you, not just watching for the sake of watching, if they feel so connected to you and they like you for you, then you can introduce like new things. But then it really depends on the genre. If it's very different, so I cannot speak for like one that is cookie cutter for everyone, because all the different genre appeals to different audience. So yeah, but mine is tarot, so it's a very small niche. Yeah.
How did you deal with like the burnout? Because I remember when you started, you were crazy girl. Like you were posting 12 zodiacs. You were posting like what, 4 a day?
12 zodiacs a day.
You were posting all 12 a day. Yeah, I remember you were doing something crazy like that. I was like, how is she? Does she not sleep? Like, what?
No, you just have to set a schedule, That's the thing, right? When you work for yourself, you are your boss, so you have to be very disciplined, and that's the hardest thing to do, because like nobody is gonna tell you like, hey, you need to work today, or oh no, I cannot be late. No, you just can tell yourself like 30 more minutes, 1 more hour. So you have to be like super disciplined. So what I did was I did all 12 individual sign readings, all 12 zodiac signs, all at one go, 10 minutes each. So I set a timer so I don't go overboard. Then I keep an eye on the timer, so and it's about 10 minutes, or sometimes I go a little bit longer, slightly longer, and then I will say goodbye, and then next sign. So 12, okay, if you calculate like 10 minutes for 12, how long is that? About 2 hours? 66?
Yeah, about 2 hours plus.
So that was like, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, so I'm only working 2 hours a day, so it's not that bad.
But then you have to edit and you have to upload.
I don't edit though.
Oh, you just, okay.
I just upload right away. But recently I've been editing because there have been complaints saying that I'm like too soft-spoken. So the only edit I would do is just to raise the volume.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I post it right. And I don't even rewatch my own videos. Because
well, there are so many, like...
Too many.
And do you still do daily horoscopes? Like you post daily?
Now I do weekly for my main channel. It's like a weekly prediction readings, and I go live, and I get there's so many different ways to make money on YouTube. It's not just from Google AdSense. You can make money from Super Chat, Super Thanks. So these are the ones where if you go live and then they like you, or they just send you money.
Oh, it's like TikTok Live.
I don't know about TikTok. Actually, I've never...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know how TikTok works.
Yeah.
But you don't actually make much money from TikTok. I feel like it's easy to gain subscribers on TikTok, but you don't actually make much money from it unless you have sponsors, you have, all these, you're selling things. But you can do the same thing on YouTube. But on top of that, you get paid from Google AdSense. So you've got way more income streams than if you were to be on TikTok. I think on TikTok you have to get like 1 million views to get like some small little, I don't know how
I don't know, like I'm not making money from any of these platforms, so yeah, I don't know. They say it's possible, but I've never been able to. Yeah,
it is possible, but you have to have like crazy amount of views, and
I think you're right. Or something like 1 million views, you get like 2 cents or something like that.
Yeah,
something stupid, but yeah,
very little. There's no point. So go to YouTube instead But
and then AdSense is the main one that you should.
AdSense is how I primarily make my money. And then also when I go live, they will send me a super chat. So what I would do is if they want a reading from me during live, they have to send me super chat. But also if they want like a private reading with me, they can also pay me, but that's a separate income, that as well. And also I have my other channels that I'm also making money from. So yeah, so this is why my main channel now, I don't post like how I did in the beginning, like all 12 signs every single day.
That was insane.
I was so tired. I was so exhausted. I was so burnt out.
I was exhausted seeing like how many videos you were posting. I was like, how? There's no way this is like normal. You're gonna burn out for sure.
Yeah. So I actually reduced my postings. And of course, when you reduce your postings, your subscribers, like, it's slower, the growth is slower. It's naturally, but it's okay, but just don't want to get too burnt out. Yeah,
I feel like it's a good thing to do in the beginning when you're first growing, but like, it's definitely not sustainable long term. No. But I mean, okay, so I guess that's basically like the whole gist of things. Is there anything that you think is important to know for someone who's looking to get into being like a YouTube creator, to like earn money from it,
to actually earn
make it
money
their career?
from it? First, you have to recognize the genre, because okay, now YouTube, for example, if you want to do singing, to copyrights, you have to make sure that you don't, because the copyright strike will deter you from being a YouTube partner, being monetized. So you have to make sure that you don't do anything wrong, and also don't change it. I have a friend, he was monetized, and then he thought, okay, now I'm monetized, I don't want to do this. I want to change the topic of my channel. So he deleted all of his videos, and he was demonetized. So that's like something that I learned from him. So don't do that. But if you really want to make money out of it, it really depends, because if you do children's content, it's made for kids, then the ads, you won't make that much money from the ads though. Yeah. So always take not made for kids, in case if there's some swearing or something. Yeah, and be very careful with what you say as well. Political stuff will get you banned, or sexual. You might have to bleep that. No.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I think a little bit is okay. So they will bleep it, or they'll automatically bleep it, or just make sure you don't do anything wrong. And also, there was somebody, a YouTuber, who actually stole my voice and put on a different video, like a fake video, tarot video, like with a table, but it was my voice. One of my subscribers came to me and said, Chelsea, you know what? Somebody stole your voice. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, but she actually changed the tone of my voice, so it was lower. I sounded lower, but the words, everything was me. So I reported to YouTube, and then they gave her like 2 strikes. And after the 3rd strike, you get demonetized. So if you want to start, I think you really have to learn first, educate yourself, because again, YouTube's policy and everything, it keeps updating, and there's so many free videos on YouTube that you can watch and learn, but make sure that the date is current, so it's not like an old. You have to be very prepared. And also, starting your channel, like all of these little things that people don't talk about, they can be quite tricky as well. That is something that you need to learn on your own. You have to do your homework.
Can I start a channel and not promote it on my social media? Do you think that works? You can.
Yes. Actually, you don't need oh, if you can, that'd be great. But you don't need to promote it anywhere actually, because YouTube always gives like new channels a chance. So you have to make sure once you start, like what I mentioned before, your thumbnail, you know, your title, all of that, because there's so many contents, right? So you're like scrolling down, the one that actually catches your eye the most is the one you're gonna click. So all of that is recorded in the YouTube's algorithms, like, wow, so this must be a good video because so many people click on it, and then they watch for this amount of time, and then they like it and they subscribe it. So YouTube will automatically promote your video, like it will be shown on the news feed because they perceive that to be a good video based on the algorithm.
So other than a good thumbnail, do you have any tips on getting more views?
Getting more views, yes, like what I mentioned now. Start go live if you can.
Okay.
Go live and post shorts, because from the shorts you can actually, you know, if I like the short, if I'm into it, I might go like, let me see what else they have, right? That could, you know, shorts is more like a promotion kind of thing, and you can use that. But if you already also if you have an existing TikTok account as well, if you have like pretty good amount of followers, you can direct them to YouTube as well.
Okay.
So there's so many different ways, or Instagram and all of that, your other social media channels. But I would recommend now, it might change later, I don't know, but to go live on your channel, and also to post shorts and long.
Okay.
They're giving us way more work to do these days, you know?
I think that's with every platform and every job, to be honest. Like, since the pandemic, the work has just become more and more.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like this was such an insightful conversation. I feel like this has been one of my more useful tips and tricks kind of episodes. So thank you so much for sharing and being open.
Welcome.
If anyone has any more questions, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram, and on my YouTube channel. If Instagram, you know, I don't really post much about tarot because that's like, to me, a separate thing. That is, people will only follow me on Instagram from my channel if they really want to get to know me better as a person. Then they will go and they will see all kinds of things, and they'll be like, I never thought Chelsea was this way, but I just want to be authentic. You know, I do speak my mind a lot, and I feel like we are only here. I just don't want to regret not saying something, and especially those mean comments, I always kind of address it. But something that you need to be is to also have really thick skin, and you get all kinds of comments, and it might make you feel upset, like myself sometimes. But you just have to deal with it. You know, it comes. Like, I always talk about like how I'm just a little shrimp in the sea. And imagine those real celebrities, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like being in the public eye, no matter which level, it's difficult. And sometimes you don't even have to be in the public eye anymore with social media. Everyone is in the public eye. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it can be tough, but yeah, you're right. A thick skin is definitely needed if you want to go down this road.
Yeah, for sure. And you know one thing, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your videos, they don't have to be perfect, especially when you just started it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like, mine wasn't perfect. So you, from there, if this is really what you want to do, then you can slowly upgrade if you want to. You know what? There's one YouTuber. Her name is The Wizard Liz. I'm not sure. I don't know, she's from Peru or something. She had the worst sound ever. Echo, everything, you know. She didn't even use the mic. She literally just had a phone. She has like 5.4 million subscribers.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not about, but
Uh-huh.
it's good. It's important that people can hear you clearly. I could hear her clearly, but the sound wasn't the best.
Mhm.
But still, she has so many views and she has so many subscribers. So it really depends. Sometimes it's like your vibe, if people vibe with you or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at the face, I don't like that face.
Mm.
Before she says anything, it's like, I don't like
Yeah.
that face. I don't like to look at her anyway. So it's like, next,
Mhm.
That's why. So they didn't want to show my face. What if they don't like Asian,
I mean, there's always any kind of possibility, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea. Now, since you're here,
You're welcome.
I'm going to
What?
steal you and ask you
Yeah.
if you could do a tarot reading for me.
Yeah, of course, Kalista. This time I'm a little bit more experienced. You're no longer a guinea pig.
I'm a true I want to say customer, but I am paying for this. So
You're paying
Yeah.
for this? No.
So, yeah,
Seriously?
thank you, Chelsea. If you want to
You're
see the
welcome.
tarot reading, you gotta go and see the video. I'll post it up on our socials. And if you want to find Chelsea's channel to see all your horoscopes as well, it's Chelsea Love Tarot on YouTube.
Thank you, Kalista, for having me. Good to see you, babe.